Good morning, travelers and interlopers. Welcome to episode 12 of NMS's Life, where No Man's Sky is more than a game. It's a way of life. With me, as always, is my friend and fellow host, DG Squared. Good morning and happy Labor Day, DG.
Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you all?
It's been an exciting week in No Man's Sky with the first weekly event being introduced. Players have been gathering hex cores and turning them in for Quicksilver to purchase for cool new items, and there's a lot of fresh fun and excitement going on in the NMS community. And here from the NMS community, joining us this episode, we have Niblet, who's also known as the Permadeath Queen. Welcome to the show, and thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. That's lovely. I like to hang out with friends. This is great.
Oh, it's lovely to have you on. So you're known as the Permadeath Queen, and that is for good reason. I remember the first time actually that I heard of your name floating around was last year's Olympics when when everyone was doing the Great Space Race, and I heard that someone was doing it on permadeath, and I just thought, who is this person who's crazy enough to run around in a race on permadeath? And you did it without a hitch. so
who is this crazy woman?
Yeah. So thanks for joining us.
I didn't realize most people were doing it in creative, and I just hopped in my ship and went.
Oh, you thought, look at all these pansies. Yeah.
Every planet I went around, I got attacked by pirates.
Oh, wow.
I eventually had to concede. I had to run limping into the space station so I could stay alive. It was so funny.
You were actually getting attacked.
And people were saying to me, "Why did you do it in permadeath?" I don't know. It just seemed like a good idea.
Do you have any other saves, or do you do everything strictly on permadeath?
On PC, I only play permadeath.
Oh, okay.
PS4, I've got everything apart from survival. And that's only because I needed extra slots before survival had to go. But yeah, so I play both, but PC is definitely all permadeath.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
Yeah.
Is it true at one time you actually had all of your saves at the Amino Hub?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I actually do now. My permadeath saves on PC, I have two, and they're both in the Amino Hub. And I have two normal modes. I have one in Amino Hub, I have one in TOG. And I have two creatives, one in Amino Hub and one in TOG. And I think I've got another normal mode somewhere. Oh, I know it isn't. It's permadeath. I have permadeath. I went through the core. So that's on another galaxy somewhere. So, yeah.
Oh, and you did go through the
I'd
core?
really like an Xbox, and then I could have all three platforms. I just don't have time in my life.
Once you got through the core on permadeath, did you decide to continue on through other galaxies, or are you still just hanging out?
I was so happy with myself that I'd done it, and I got the trophy and the epic music. I set down my ship, patted myself on the back, and said goodbye. So it's actually still there.
Oh,
and
nice.
I do have plans to continue and take it further, and just keep jumping and jumping and jumping. Pretty much like Alex did on PC, but not as fast.
You think you'll go through? You're planning on going through 255?
I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to do it the legitimate way, though, rather than hitching a lift with somebody. It was such a good experience. I really enjoyed it. I felt like I'd achieved something.
Oh yeah, you do. When you
It is. It's quite a ride from galaxy to galaxy, from the old-fashioned way to the new wave way, and I think we got to go backwards because I don't think portals are active in the way that we were using them anymore.
No, I've heard that. I haven't tried them myself, but I have heard that.
Well, you seem to have a theory about that. You think it's still possible. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, before next, when we wanted to base jump, all we had to do was to find a habitable base. And my theory is that there are wild computers and that are available. You can find them with the signal scanner. And my theory is that they will act like a habitable base, so we can still base jump. I've suggested this to several people who have said, "Oh, the base computers behind the portals are broken," and I said, "Go and find one and see if you can see if it does the same thing." As yet, I have had nobody come back to me and say whether it works or not, whether they found it or not. So I'll be interested to find out.
Yeah, I mean, well, there is still the base pods are still out there in the wild too. I recently found one in a creative save. Of course, it did me no good, but yeah, the base pods are still out there. I don't think they're on every planet, or maybe there's only one on every planet. I haven't really done any research myself, but it stands to reason that if you can find one of those, you could still portal hop through.
Yeah. Otherwise, why are they there? If you can just put a base computer down just anywhere, why would they bother putting in a base computer that you can access? That makes no sense otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a bug that they haven't sorted out, so they just sort of, stopped that kind of action, until they can sort that out is what I'm kind of hoping. But you never know. We always seem to find new ways of moving across the galaxy, so...
Do you know what? We always roll with it, don't we? Whatever
that's right. One way or another.
Exactly. Roll with it.
That's right. We always have adapted in the past, and AH after Atlas Rises was almost devastated, and we rebuilt it bigger and stronger.
We did.
You were a big part of that yourself.
Well, we were all part of it, weren't we? And that's a whole joy about being part of a community as well. Is we get the shared knowledge.
Oh, exactly.
And
that's right.
It's wonderful that people will say, "Well, oh no, I can't do it," and well, I found a way around it. Let's try this. Let's try that, and it's great being part of a community. It's really, really nice.
It is. The Amino Hub is a great community to be a part of, and the app itself lends itself so perfectly to being a companion app for No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I've often suggested it to others to promote it as such, because it really is fantastic. It's got direct links to
a wonderful bunch of people actually, and it's growing so fast.
It is, yeah, and people are starting to realize that it really is a great app. How did you get started with the Amino app? Did you was somebody tell you about it, or did you find it on your own?
Being a little bit obsessed with the game in the beginning, I just did a random search, and it came up with in the Google Play Store that there was an app for it. So I joined it, and then from there, obviously we moved and we created our own, and that's pretty much what happened. But at the time, to me it was like Facebook, but better.
Yeah.
I agree. I found it very much the same way. And you're actually one of the founders of the Amino Hub.
Kind of. It was Guru's idea to start with. He was in the area. He was in the Occupad. At the time, it was Occupadica, and he was in the area at Pilgrim Star, and Boyd was there, and it was pretty much their idea to try and populate it. And because we'd already been friends on the other app, it was just natural progression that they invited me to lead the Amino Hub with them, and obviously I was delighted and honoured, and still am. I'm very, very, very proud of it. Very proud of it and everything that we've achieved.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you're one of those leaders that people look up to over there.
Thank you.
Many times we've had questions, and there's Niblet in the chat giving out answers and helping out, and it's tireless, and you're always there.
I consider myself Hub Mum.
Hub Mum. That's right. You do. You take care of a lot of things there.
I do.
From moderator, stuff and clerical things. Heck, I think you ran the last contest that's going on at the.
Yes, the finals just out. So get in there and vote for your favourite, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to find out what happens with that, who the winner is.
I love seeing how creative people are.
It is.
Create certain kind of photographs. They're so on it, and then they're so enthusiastic. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a great competition to see, and everybody's super friendly and supportive of each other too. It's not competitive in a way that everyone's like against each other. It seems like everybody really pumps each other's tires and roots for each other. It's a community. Absolutely. It's really great to see everyone come together that way.
Yeah, And people that come and they're like, oh, forgive my silly questions. I've not been playing for long.
Yeah.
And no questions silly. We were all new at one point.
Yep.
The only difference between us and you is that we've been playing for longer, so we just know slightly more.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very helpful community.
And
I do love it.
how cool was it too to see that tweet from Sean Murray he had with the actual Amino Hub logo right in his tweet? God. Like, was that something or what?
Oh my God, I nearly passed out.
Oh yeah.
My daughter created that logo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she went on her laptop and she's very creative in that way. And I said to her, we need a really smart logo. And so she spent a lot of time on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So to see it, I was so excited. Yeah. And she saw it and she was like, oh, that's mine. I said, yes, it is. So yeah, double proud.
Oh, that's great.
Double proud.
Yeah. And
I can't wait for my ship to wear the logo.
Yes.
That's going to be really cool. I hope we get decals. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted my suit. It's going to look lovely on my pink suit.
Speaking of your daughter, she's recently picked up the game again too, hasn't she?
She has. Originally, she bought the game and played it for about an hour while I was at work. And I came home, took the controller off her, and then 2 years later, she still had been nowhere near it. So she bought it recently. She's actually just joined the Amino app as well.
Nice.
The Amino Hub, so that's really cool. So yeah. So I was so excited to see somebody play from the eyes of a fresh player. That was so good. But she wouldn't let me help. I had to stay quiet. That's not me. She was doing something and I was like, and she was like, shh, be quiet. I was like, okay. I had to put my headphones on so I couldn't hear her play. But she's doing really, really well. She's just got her first freighter, so she's very happy. And I'm a very proud mom.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Finally.
So it's one of those great moments. Yeah, it is. You can move forward and start collecting ships. That was always a great moment when you get your first freighter. I love that part.
Yeah. She was very, very happy. Although I was a bit disappointed because I said to her, "Oh, what class was it? And how many slots?" And she was like, "How am I supposed to know that?" I was like, "Oh my God, you're not my daughter."
In time, she'll be asking you those questions.
Imposter.
I thought she'd follow.
Yeah, very proud mom.
I thought she'd follow in your footsteps and jump on Permadeath.
She did say that she wanted to do that, and I did say to her, if you want people to play with, it's probably on PS4. It's probably wise to play normal mode, because there are more people to play with. On PS4, I play normal mode. Tom plays normal mode. Boyd plays normal mode. So there's always plenty of people to play with. Yeah. But I think she will go to Permadeath. Nice. She's pretty hardcore player.
The force is strong within your family then.
Yes, and my son too. Everybody's a gamer.
Nice.
Of course, they think I'm really cool.
Oh, I bet. No, that's great.
I think you're really cool.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm not even. And I'm a Amino Hub family. That's what I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a little bit crazy at times, but hey ho.
Oh well, that's why we love you.
Oh, thank you.
So I wanted to ask you, Niblet. I guess it was maybe Atlas Rises, not far into Atlas Rises. You started making a couple of videos on YouTube. What made you decide to start doing that? And what do you enjoy about it?
Oh my God, I so love it. What made me decide to do it? I think watching other people's videos on YouTube. And some of them I was thinking, maybe you could have done this, maybe you could have done that. And I was like, why don't I just do it? Nice. I'm not losing anything, just try it. So I did. And I can see my own progress. As I haven't made many, but what I have made, I've spent a long time making. I loved making Castle Discordia. I loved doing the Dark Tower. Those are some of my favourites. In fact, I'm just in the middle of watching one that I made last week. It's taken a long time. I managed to get it down from 3.5 hours to 40 minutes. So, but I just love seeing all the clips coming together, and putting the music together, and just seeing it all unfold and changing things around. And I guess I have creative genes.
Well, you do, and your choice of music on each one of your videos is amazing.
Thank you.
It's like it fits so perfectly, and you've timed and synced it out very well. For those of you who haven't seen any Niblet's videos, you got to check them out. They're really, really good.
Thank you.
They're very emotion evoking, just with the music, going along with the pictures. Very well thought out, and I love every one of them. I too. They're fantastic.
Sometimes I choose the music before I even take any footage. Sometimes I'll hear something and I'm like, oh, that's going to make a great video.
So you hear it and then and fit a video around it, which is wow, that's really cool.
Castle Discordia, I actually scripted it. I had the music and I had the lyrics, and then I chose parts of, because I'd already been there with you and Ranger.
Yeah, and yes, right. You were quite distracted because you were working on that. I remember.
Yes, I actually went there to take the footage, and then there were you two in the way.
Yeah, I know. We were getting in the way and making you go down the wrong hallway, jumping on rock. Yeah. I know there was this one tiny itty bitty rock just over top of the castle, and Ranger had us jumping on this little tiny rock trying to make a monument. We had a ton. We must have been there for hours that night. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I managed to get up onto that rock and took some footage up there, and it made a wonderful part of the video. But it was tricky getting up there, really tricky.
It sure was.
Something I would not have done on Permadeath. Definitely not.
I think I fell every single time.
Oh, trust me, if you can fall off it, I will fall off it. And in Permadeath, I will probably die, as I have done many times. Many times. I've died in so many different ways. I'm actually thinking of inventing several other ways to die that I haven't already tried.
It's very traumatizing when you're on Permadeath.
Oh, your heart must be pounding every time.
Every death is heartbreaking,
Yeah, it is. But I love the start of a new game. I absolutely love the fresh start, and you get that adrenaline rush, and getting now. I personally think it's easier starting a fresh Permadeath. I don't know whether it's because I'm more experienced and I know what I'm doing, or whether I just don't care about dying anymore.
Yeah, a little more.
But I do love a fresh start.
Yeah,
it's really exciting.
What's the longest stint that you've gone? Like, where you've what have you lost? Like I had 110 days that I ended up losing one time in a Permadeath save. What's the longest you've lost? I guess.
Many hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
Many hundreds of hours. And even on PC, if I die legitimately in the game, there will be no putting any save files back in.
Yeah.
I'm quite strict with that. If I die from my own stupidity, I'm quite strict with that too, which I have done many times. Standing outside in the toxic weather, crashing into a planet. That was so funny. It wasn't really funny because I lost my air-class and my alien multi-tool. But I'd been in a space battle. It was a new ship, so I'd got very few shields. It was a pretty brutal battle. So I kind of limped down towards the planet with my ship, pleased with myself because I'd beaten them all. I was like, yeah, I did it. And now I'm going to rest. And I was cruising along the surface of the planet, and I had a message on my phone, and I looked down and I started answering my phone, and I looked up and there was the death screen.
Oh no.
And I'd crashed into the planet.
Oh wow.
I could just see it go.
Don't
gone.
text and drive, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, that was not one of my better moments.
Terrible.
Recently I fell off a trade post in a new game. I literally fell off it.
Tell us about that. Was that like really scary, or because you're playing so much permadeath. I mean, your heart must be pounding almost every time you could go for a fall or run out of jetpack fuel.
That one wasn't so bad. It was actually a very, very new save, and it was next, and I was with Alex, and I'd built a little hut next to this trade post, and I said to Alex, I'm just going to pop up there, and I need to get some supplies. So he sat in my hut and waited for me, and I jetpacked up to the first platform, jetpacked up to the second one, ran out of jetpack, and hit the ground. Death by high-speed impact. Well, of course, he thought it was hilarious. But what was not hilarious was the fact that the hut he was sat in literally disappeared under his feet. It just vanished.
Oh, really?
And I said, oh my God, can you imagine if it was a tall building that you were stood on, that I'd built, and then I died?
Who'd be laughing?
You would just plummet to the ground.
Yeah, and you could say, who's laughing now?
I'm going to try and take you with me. The scariest, really scariest part was on PlayStation, and that was a very new save. And again, it was at a trade post. I'd got my ship. I was on the trade platform, and all the ships were glitched, and they were disappearing and down through the platform and into the ground. So I decided I was going to take a walk to this ship and buy some supplies from it. I thought I'll just go over there and see what it's got. And very, very quickly, a ship came down, knocked me off the trade post, and I flew backwards and hit the ground, shield down. I was like, oh, I can't move. There were crabs. The weather was horrendous. There were sentinels. I was like, that's it. I'm going to die. And I crawled into a cave, and I sat there for 20 minutes. I couldn't move. I was so scared to move because I could see the trade post from inside the cave, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get up there. I have no idea. Anyway, I sat there till I got all my health back, and then I crawled out, and I did it eventually, and then I just sat there. I was frozen. I was like, I really don't think I want to move now. I wanted to make a save. I wanted to jump out of my ship to make a save, and I was too scared to do it, so I took off. I went and landed on the planet. That was really scary. Really scary.
I bet.
And of course, I don't like crabs either. Crabs. Oh. From the first 10 minutes of playing the game, it was the creepiest sound ever. And they attacked me. And I said, I can't play this game anymore. This is horrible. Why would anybody want to do this to themselves?
Well, they make that clicking and chirping kind of a noise, like a cricket. It's really creepy. I know what you mean.
Even now, even if I know that they're friendly, it's that sound. It brings back all those scary emotions from the very first couple of hours that I was playing. It's stupid. I know. I mean, it's just a pixel. It's just a bunch of pixels. What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
It's like your nemesis on the game. They're everywhere,
Yes.
and they're all sizes too. I mean, some of them are really kind of creepy with the hairy legs and everything.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that hover too. They hover along the ground.
A crab.
Well, it's a bit of a joke around the Amino Hub. Anytime somebody sees a big crab, they take a picture and throw Niblet's name attached to it in some way, and they elicit the same reaction every time. Yikes! You know.
Like, no, why would you do that? Take it away. They're like, look, big crab, get off. I don't want it. Oh, people like to tease me with it. It's okay, I don't mind. I can just shut the app down till it's gone.
Use the old rocket launcher on it.
Yeah, I really don't like them. Oh dear. Have you guys played much of Next? Have you played much of it?
Oh, yeah.
I've not played an awful lot of it.
Oh yeah, I've been playing a lot since it was released. I've been playing it every day.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've come into a bit of a glitch though. I've been lucky lately with people have been having all these bugs where they're losing saves and stuff like that. I've been pretty good, but lately I've been running into a few. They're not enough to make me stop playing the game, thankfully.
Yeah.
But they're pretty bad right now. Like I can't do the weekly events anymore. Have you had a chance to dive into any of those or?
I haven't. I was working when the weeklies dropped, and I haven't had chance to actually. I've heard all about all these hex cores and Quicksilver, and I don't even know what they look like. I have no idea. I'm hoping to have a play towards the end of the week. But it looks a lot of fun. I don't even know how to start it. I have no idea. I'll figure it out.
Space Anomaly.
Yeah, they walk you through it. Have you done much of it, Deej?
I did a little bit. Some of it is a little bit tricky to try and get the Space Anomaly to trigger the Polo to give you the mission. But once you get that started, it's all super easy. They send you to a portal. You don't even have to charge the portal. You just turn it on and go through.
Yeah.
And try and and you just look for those damage technology modules, and they give you those hex cores, and you're apparently supposed to collect about 25 of them, and you give them back to Polo. He gives you some Quicksilver, and you're good for spending.
And what do you spend the Quicksilver on?
Well, they've got it's like a small list, 2 pages or so. There's some statues, various different types of metal. There's a couple of decals. There's the emote, and I think there's a helmet. The helmet's a really expensive one. You might have to save up and find some more hex cores after the mission and try and trade them in for more Quicksilver to try and afford for that one. But I think the emote seems to be the most popular one.
Yeah.
Is that the mind blown one?
Yeah.
It is. Everybody likes to do that one.
We have to have it, don't we? We just have to have it.
Also too.
There's still 2 days on it. Yeah, there's still 2 days running on that one. So you hopefully, fingers crossed, you can download it and get some of those hex cores for yourself.
Oh, is it time limited?
It is. I've slowly been plugging along.
Yeah,
I still have 1 more save to try and do it. It wasn't triggering for me earlier yesterday, so maybe I'll try again today and hopefully try and get it to trigger.
Right.
But I mean, once you get it started, it's really easy. You just go ahead.
There's no way I'll get it on PS4 because I've still got a download to do on that one, and that will take. I don't want to talk about that. But my PC is up to date, I think.
I suspect they'll keep the items on the list.
I hope so.
It is. It looks like they've got a well-organized list where you can scroll through using your R1 and R2, and up and down as well. So there's different categories, and then a list within each category. So I would assume that they will probably keep all of these items, and you can buy them when you're able to save up for Quicksilver from other events, right? Because there's more ways to skin a cat, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the items they have there
imagine
now.
how excited we will be to see the Amino Hub logo in the shop.
I was just gonna say that. I think they'll be bringing that in the future. Yeah.
Oh, so exciting!
Which one do they have now? I think it's the Explorers Guild or whatnot. And yeah, I think they'll be.
I think it was the Galactic Hub.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Galactic Hub.
Right.
But yeah, the Amino Hub's a very stable hub. I would imagine it'll be long before Hello Games releases one for them as well.
There's no way Sean's going to tweet it and not put it in.
Yeah. How cool is that though to bring that stuff?
Because if he does, he will be expecting a very stern letter from me.
That's right. Don't let the Permadeath Queen get mad at you.
Yes. Don't make me have attitude. Give me that logo.
No, that's incredible. Like what a great shout out to the community that the developers, bring that into the game or going to bring it into the game. Like that's
I know.
It still blows my mind.
Super proud.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. I saw it. I thought, I think I'm going to pass out. I'm that excited. So much fun. It'd be so much fun to get it on my suit. Oh, I'm going to look great. That's all I want. There was only 2 things I wanted next. Only 2 things, and I got both of them. One was to be able to see other people's ships. So happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted a pink suit, and I got one.
You're good to go.
See, I'm really happy.
The pink suit looks great. Yeah, I've seen that. The pink suit looks great.
I thought so too. Yeah, I thought so. I look pretty cool, actually. I'd like more variations in the suit. I don't think I'm wearing those boots so well.
I think we'll
I'd
find
like a
them.
nice, delicate pair of boots.
I think they'll keep adding suit components and stuff like that with the weeklies as well.
That sounds like it was a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
More suit components, not just helmets, but gloves and boots,
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
body armor and stuff. That would be nice. The color palette is really good, actually. I was really impressed with how they've done their color scheme, and it looks like they're going to do that with ships and multi-tools too. They're hinting towards it. I know they're hinting towards it with that last update. So I'm really excited to see if maybe we can paint our ships or maybe more decals. That would be really cool. More decals for our ships.
Oh yeah.
I could have a pink ship.
Oh,
Like really pink.
pink ship, pink base, pink overload.
Do you know what?
Pink multi-tool.
And pink isn't even me. I don't even wear pink. In real life, I don't wear pink. Pink's not me. But I love my pink No Man's Sky suit. I do.
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course, my Permadeath Queen logo is also pink. So,
There you go.
yeah.
Go pink
Yeah.
or go home.
Don't show up looking like riffraff. Get into the pink.
That's right.
That's right.
I can't wait to see what they have. I mean, just like I say, bringing the Amino Hub logos in is a big deal. I almost feel like the Amino Hubs and like all the hubs that are out there are kind of like the game's guild without having an in-game mechanic for guilds. It's almost like, because you have a group like the Amino Hub group, you've got the NMS Cafe. It feels like an in-game home, but it's not an in-game mechanic. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a nice little thing.
Yeah. User made.
Yeah. But then to have the developers bring those logos into the game is like acknowledgement of that, and it makes it feel that much more like NMS's life. Like it brings those outside elements into the game, and it's just
It
wonderful.
makes us. We're not. To me, then it makes us that we're not just players.
Yeah.
That they do actually care, that we care.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I think is nice.
Yeah, and
They do. They love their fans, and they show it all the time. They do.
Yeah.
Little tweets here or there, quirky little joke.
Yeah.
Even the improvements. Sometimes when things are really low and your game just isn't working, all of a sudden, a patch comes through and everything is working again, and everyone's happy, and you're doing what you love to do, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
They really shape it around the players.
Say that again?
They really shape it around the players, like around the community, which is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how wonderful is it? We plugged it in. God, I sound so old. We plugged it in. Put it on. We launched the game, and you're a solo traveler in a massive galaxy, completely alone. And then the next minute, we're building bases together and doing events together, and I just think it's great. I've met so many wonderful people just because of this game.
Yeah.
And I've made so many friends because of the game. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So
It's a fantastic community. Yeah, I know. We all sort of revolve around each other. Everybody loves each other. It's like a big happy family around the Amino groups, and Twitch is intertwined with that quite heavily. There's so many Twitch streamers and YouTube as well that use the Amino as a great companion app, and also to promote themselves and their channel. It's a fantastic way of doing it.
It is. Yeah, and we encourage that too. The Amino Hub encourages people to to post their YouTube videos and show us what you've been doing in game, and have a moan. You can always have a moan. There's always somebody to listen. Usually me. I wake up in the morning and I've got like 25 messages. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me?
And amazingly, you're always there helping.
I do help because if I needed help and I asked somebody for help, I would want them to help me if I asked for it. And I think some people are too shy to ask because they feel stupid. So they won't ask in general chat. They'll private message me and can I ask you a question? And well, of course you can. And if I don't know the answer, I know somebody that probably will.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do have the time for people, and it does take up a lot of my time. Thankfully, it's such a wonderful group of people that there's very little moderation, and we've got some very, very, very good curators that keep their eyes open in the chats and on the posts and things. So, kind of frees up my time and the other leaders' times. So yeah, we've got a pretty good bunch of people. Very happy with it. Very happy.
You guys are all doing a great job, and
thank you.
It shows with the community members. I mean, I've been a part of many video game communities for other video games, but nothing like No Man's Sky, where every community member is as welcoming and open, and yeah, it's just a weird, I don't know what, it's the game, I guess. No Man's Sky just draws that crowd, I guess. Like, I don't know what it is, really.
Yeah, I think again, it's probably started from the fact that as a solo traveler, you know, I don't think it was a kids game.
Yeah.
Or if it was, they would have put it down after half an hour, like nothing's happening. You know, some people want an end to a game, and there is no end.
Yeah.
Some people want to be directed. You have to do this and follow this and follow this and follow this. Literally, you're just dumped in a galaxy and off you go. Yeah. There's a story to follow if you want to follow it, but there is no ending to it. And I think it's a certain kind of person that's happy with that. There are players that want that ending. They want it to be final, and you don't get that with this game. And I think that's where that type of person, that type of player comes into it.
Yeah, we don't want to move on.
That's just my theory, anyway.
We just want to stay here. Yeah. You know, I think too with the game, because it had such that rocky start, if you want to call it that, but because of the way when it was released, I think that actually brought the community together. Like, some people hated the game, and the ones that loved it, they really stuck together. So I think the community was built on that foundation, right?
It absolutely did.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something very interesting. You're probably again, this is just typical of Niblet. When I got the game because I saw it on a shelf in a shop. And I was with my daughter, and I said, "Oh, well, this looks interesting." And she was like, "I suppose." I said, "You know what? I think we should buy it." So I bought it. I had seen nothing. I'd seen no hype. I'd seen no videos. I knew absolutely nothing about it until I put it into the PlayStation. Huh. And I mean nothing. I'd not heard about it. I'd not read about it. I'd seen nothing. So I had no expectations. And I couldn't understand what people were saying. Oh, you know, it's not delivered what it promised. And I was just like, huh? I don't know what's missing. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And I didn't care. I really didn't care because I absolutely loved it as it was. You know, people were going on about where's the space whales. I was like, I don't even know what that is.
Well, so many people were complaining about what wasn't in the game, and they weren't focusing on what was in the game, you know? And I felt the same. I just thought, what's everyone complaining about? Like, there's so much here that can keep you busy and have so much fun with. But
even in the beginning, the beginning when we had no bases.
Absolutely, yeah. But can't please everybody, I guess.
No, I guess not. And I had no expectations, so I was a happy Niblet.
Yeah. But where do you think they're going to go from here? Like, I mean, with all these updates, like, I can't see them really making any more huge changes into the game. Like these last 4 updates have been. They've all been massive game-changing updates.
They have. They have. I don't think I could cope with another galaxy reset.
Well, and that's the other thing too, right? I don't think players want to restart a 5th time per se, but maybe
there was a lot of people very anxious about what was going to happen. Galaxy reset, would they lose their ships? Yeah. People were very, very concerned about multiplayer. You know, and if people start shooting me, I'm just going to leave the game. So yeah, I think it created some anxiety with people, which is a shame, really. But you have to move on with the game if it's going to improve. I agree with you. I don't think there will be another major update, another major overhaul. I think probably they will go more with the weeklies, make them more interesting, more things to do, maybe side quests. I'd like to see some side quests.
Side quests would be
like
great.
Regularly different ones. So yeah.
It's definitely time, I think.
I don't know how other games do it. I don't really play other games. I don't know how they do it, but I know that they do it.
Yeah. So
I don't see why this one can't.
I think now would be the time for them to focus on just tweaking the game's mechanics, like making everything perfect, if you will. Like, you know,
nice and smooth. Yeah.
And then focusing on those weekly events, and who knows, like I would like to see holiday events, like a Halloween themed, like something that they do in MMOs type of deal. I think would be a lot of fun. You know, a Christmas event, or like just go full crazy with these events. You know, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, imagine us all running around looking for pumpkins.
Yeah, exactly.
I got one.
with our Halloween costumes on, you know, our crab costumes.
I so want to be a pink Santa. I could go around giving people stasis devices gifts. That'd be great.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, that would be funny.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. I mean, we do have the themed photo competitions on the Amino as well, which are always very popular. And people get really creative.
Yeah.
Last Christmas was just brilliant, where people created Christmas bases and Christmas cottages and Christmas trees. It was really good.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to see something like that too.
And the jack-o'-lantern contest, and those are always fun. People carving.
What contest?
Oh, there's like a pumpkin carving contest. They would take like there used to be deposits of like iridium and stuff like that, and they would carve faces in it, you know, for Halloween. Yeah. Like that was a lot of fun too. Seeing some creative things.
Yeah, people are so creative.
Oh, I know, it's wild.
I thought I was creative. That puts me to shame.
Oh. I feel like I'm in kindergarten, like making these little, you know, things. Everyone else is like a sculptor making these wonderful looking objects, and I'm just like, I don't know, I made a ball with a happy face.
Yeah, here's my stick man next to your Picasso.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, what are your plans for the future, anyways, or for your current save that you're playing with right now? Are you still adventuring on Permadeath? Are you just kind of taking in all the new features, or when are you gonna start punching for the next galaxy?
Well, I've already done it on PS4. I'd like to take one of my Permadeath saves through on PC. At the moment, I'm hanging out with Alex, and we're trying to get our heads around this whole base thing, where it's only visible when he's there. Yeah. And I'm just plodding along, to be quite honest. We created a little game for ourselves to keep ourselves amused, which I'm actually going to be putting the video out in the next few days. So watch out for it, because it's hilarious. So yeah, it's a little game we created where we make a new permadeath save, and basically hunt each other down.
Oh no.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's so much fun.
Oh, wow.
We spent about 3.5 hours playing it.
Lethal hide and seek. Literally lethal hide and seek.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we did have rules. The rules were that you could use your ship if you could get to it. You could use your ship, but you can't leave the planet at all. And it's basically whoever dies first loses. And then the other person has to kill themselves.
Of course.
So if I die, Alex has to kill himself, and then we both make a new save, and then we start again.
Oh wow.
So yeah, watch out for the video, because it's really funny.
Well,
I do a lot of laughing.
I'll make sure to get your YouTube link in the description below for the archive. But we do have to wrap things up for today. But I do want to thank you again for joining us and having this.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
What a great conversation. I love having people like yourself on the show that are passionate about No Man's Sky as much as DG and IR, and it's just always fun to talk to like-minded players. Yeah,
it's been great. It's been really nice having coffee with you guys. Thank you for having me.
It was a total pleasure. I loved having you on the show, and I love chatting with you. You're always so fun and cheerful. and just a great person. So thank you so much for being on the show with us today and telling us a little bit about you and how you love the game.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a real pleasure.
So to anyone out there, please look in the description below for Niblet's YouTube link. And if you're listening live, thanks for hanging out with us this morning for NMS's Life, episode 12. And if you're listening to the archive, that's just because you are a wonderful person. So until next Monday, stay safe out there.
Till next time, travelers.
Bye.